Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Friday, November 28, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nakram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. President Irfan Ali says Guyana is entering a new era of opportunity and is urging UK businesses to expand investment beyond traditional sectors. Police are preparing court action against more than 90 motorists who ignored speeding tickets or failed to appear in court. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony reports that there have been 449 new HIV cases recorded in Guyana over the past year, and stresses the need for continued prevention and treatment efforts. And local businessman Harold Hopkinson says Guyana's booming economy needs every skill set and that equality, including for LGBT citizens, is essential to retaining talent. Guyana is entering a new era of economic opportunity, said President Irfan Ali as he urged British companies to expand investment in Guyana beyond traditional sectors. The President issued a call at a reception for the 5th UK trade mission, led by Britain's trade envoy to the Commonwealth Caribbean, Paulette Hamilton.
We need game-changing investments, and we need those investments, particularly in infrastructure, in energy, in manufacturing capacity, in skills, agro-processing and technology. And here lies the opportunity.
He encouraged UK businesses to pursue long-term partnerships with the government and local private sector, noting that his administration is focused on building a modern and sustainable economy. Trade between Guyana and the United Kingdom has tripled over the past 4 years, underscoring what the president described as growing dynamism in bilateral commerce. Several cabinet ministers attended the reception held at the residence of the British High Commissioner, Jane Miller. President Irfan Ali says the long-promised year-end cash grant will be paid before Christmas, insisting his government always delivers on its commitments. Speaking after Thursday's swearing-in of regional chairpersons, he urged citizens not to view support only as a cash bonus, noting that several new national initiatives will be announced soon.
Our government always delivers, and as I have said, there are a series of initiatives that I'll be announcing. And whilst you may restrict your thoughts to just a cash bonus, this government has a very elaborate agenda for the upliftment of your life, for the improvement of your life, for building prosperity for you, for building prosperity for your community, for empowering you.
He said upcoming measures include expanded health and educational services, housing support, community upgrades, small business financing, and continued investment in women and children's programs. On national security following the October 26 gas station attack, President Ali said Guyana is strengthening its defense systems to reduce future risks.
Your system has to be consistently vigilant. Your system, you have to continuously build on your system, and that is what we're doing. We're, strengthening our system, building out our system, making it more responsive, more proactive, and with every investment, we make the threat less.
As the holidays near, President Ali says citizens can expect the Christmas cash grant and a broader package of social and economic programs. The Guyana Police Force is moving to the courts to issue summons and arrest warrants for more than 90 motorists who failed to pay outstanding speeding tickets or ignored their court dates. Leading the list are Motor Zone Inc., with 77 unpaid tickets totaling $577,500. Karina Suku with 55 tickets worth $412,500, and Shira Khan with 54 tickets amounting to $405,500. The crackdown follows the rollout of the automated speed ticketing system under the Safe Road Intelligence System project, developed with the National Data Management Authority. On Wednesday, President Irfan Ali said widespread charges are expected within 48 hours of the list publication, and officials are considering license suspensions. The automated system, using radar sensors and high-definition cameras, has already issued thousands of tickets and reduced speeding on major roads. Motorists are urged to check for unpaid tickets at speed.gpf.gov.gy. Traffic Chief Mahendra Singh stressed the system is fully unbiased, noting that speeding caused 48 of the 54 fatal accidents recorded this year. Regional chairpersons and vice chairpersons from 9 administrative regions took their oaths on Thursday, with President Dr. Irfan Ali urging unity and accountability from the newly appointed leaders. In his address, the president said assuming office is not merely a formality, but a reaffirmation of the democratic covenant between leaders and the people they serve.
The RDC is often one of the first doors citizens knock on. It must not be the last door to open. My government is rolling out a series of community-based development initiatives across the country. These initiatives are designed to bring improvements where they matter most, right in the communities where our people live, work, learn, and raise their families. We want to see better roads, more street lights, upgraded recreational facilities, improved water and sanitation, better garbage collection, safer neighborhoods, and enhanced monitoring and enforcement on our roadways.
President Ali said the government's manifesto outlines plans to strengthen community workers, neighborhood democratic councils, and regional democratic councils through better working conditions and improved pay. He reminded leaders that the oath binds them to fidelity, impartiality, integrity, and service, principles at the core of Ghana's decentralized governance system.
I expect RDCs to become more proactive. I expect you to intervene early, not after a problem has grown. I expect you to innovate, not imitate. And I expect you to engage with citizens directly and regularly. When people see their leaders walking their communities, listening to their concerns, and acting on their needs, they develop confidence in the institutions that serve them.
Describing RDCs as stewards of development and guardians of public trust, President Ali encouraged leaders to approach their work with humility, accessibility, and a focus on measurable results. When we return, Ghana records hundreds of new HIV cases. Berbice entrepreneurs receive training and get an update on the Mohammed's extradition case.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Welcome back. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony reports that hundreds of new HIV cases were recorded in Ghana over the past year. 449, that's how many new HIV infections were diagnosed in Ghana over the past year. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony has confirmed. Speaking at the World AIDS Day conference at the Artichon Convention Center earlier today, the minister said country statistics are compiled by UNAIDS in an effort for countries to assess how well they have been doing.
In the past year here in Guyana, we would have diagnosed at least 449 new infections. And again, many of this could have been prevented if we get people to understand how to prevent these infections.
The health minister revealed that approximately 340,000 persons in the Caribbean are currently living with HIV, with about 15,000 new infections recorded. He said despite advancements in treatment and education, new cases are still being detected globally.
We have done a lot of educational work to ensure that people understand why you need to prevent this type of infection. But while we are doing a lot of work, around the world, there's still 40.8 million people living with HIV. And just in the last year, you had 1.3 million persons who were newly infected.
Ghana, he reminded, has set a lofty goal of eliminating HIV as a public health threat by 2030. Pointing to setbacks globally, Dr. Anthony highlighted that currently around the world, persons are still unable to access antiretroviral drugs for treatment, while many are not aware of their HIV status. He noted that Ghana in particular has been extremely fortunate in this area as it does not depend on foreign funding. Entrepreneurs in New Amsterdam are now better equipped to handle financing and strengthen their digital presence after completing 2 training programs hosted by the Small Business Bureau. The first session, Envision Equity, on November 25th, taught owners how to access funding and improve their chances of securing investment. A 2-day digital readiness workshop followed, focusing on branding, design, and preparing businesses for online engagement. Owners told Ignite News the training came at the perfect time.
SBB, which is Small Business Bureau, and they would have prepared some wonderful workshop for anybody who is interested, especially if you are now starting up your business, because the first one was business development, and that was wonderful. I already have my business, but it did not stop me from coming to get more information, because there were so many information in terms of if you want to scale your business. So that was beneficial to me.
Walami Narusun of Riverton, who owns a bakery, said the training was an important next step for her business.
Learn how to promote my business how to expand, what things I can do to help it. I even learned a new program, Canvas, to get into that. So it was good. I would encourage other small business owners to come and join and get their business up and running.
Retired nurse Nellie Kendall Paddy of Firish, who operates a crochet and craft business, said she registers to support the growth of her expanding customer base.
What stood out in the training program is creating the logo and the flyer.
Paddy, who picked up crocheting again after retirement, said the training will help her strengthen both her crochet line and her champagne bottle crafts made with jute. The SBB says it will continue hosting similar programs across the regions to help small business owners become more competitive and digitally ready. U.S. indicted Guyanese businessman Nazar Mohammed and his son Azzuddin returned to the Georgetown Magistrates Court today as the extradition case moved into a critical phase. Prosecutors confirmed they've now handed over every outstanding document and piece of evidence requested in the matter. With disclosure officially closed, the defense asked for more time to study the large volume of material, a request the magistrate approved. The court has set December 4th for the Mohammed's lawyers to deliver their oral submissions, with prosecutors to respond on December 8th. Those arguments will be the first full opportunity for both sides to lay out their positions before the court decides the next steps. The proceedings stem from a U.S. federal indictment accusing Nazar and Azzuddin Mohammed of financial crimes, including money laundering. The upcoming hearings will determine whether there is enough legal and evidentiary basis to commit the men for extradition to the United States. Guyana cannot afford to sideline any of its people, not in an economy growing this fast. That was a message from businessman Harold Hopkinson as he addressed the European Chamber of Commerce, Guyana, this week. Delivering a keynote speech at the Chamber Day luncheon, Hopkinson said Guyana is experiencing phenomenal expansion as investment pours in and global tension intensifies. To stay competitive, he said, companies must embrace inclusive policies that allow every qualified citizen to contribute. Hopkinson, founder of Secure Innovations and Concepts, which provides security for 9 international airlines and ExxonMobil, warned that discrimination weakens families, slows progress, and ultimately hurts the economy.
For us to compete and succeed, we as a nation needs every capable person contributing to our growth, including our LGBT citizens. As a parent, I know the pain of having a child move abroad because people did not accept him.
Hopkinson highlighted his son's Quincy success as evidence of how acceptance enables people to thrive.
My son was able to shine and rise even though he had to leave Guyana in 2005 to be accepted by the world. Quincy, I call him Big Q, is a director at the University Hospital in Newark, New Jersey, which is state-run, safety trauma center and a training hospital for the Rutgers University, supporting 160,000 ER cases per year.
The businessman added that several Caribbean and South American countries have already reformed similar laws. Inclusive societies, he said, attract investment, retain talent, and build stronger businesses. When we come back, Doggy and the Guyanese critic will face off in the ring. Australia holds firm on its test squad, and St. Vincent ushers in a new leader.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Night News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. The Guyana Boxing Board of Control has approved a showdown between Doggy and the Guyanese critic. Bradley Doggy Sampson and social media personality Mikkel Rodriguez, known as Guyanese critic, are set to face each other in a legitimate boxing match sanctioned by the Guyana Boxing Board of Control. Sampson confirmed the bout during a recent interview, noting that it is scheduled for February 15, 2026. The 3-round exhibition match, each round lasting 2 minutes, has already been contracted by Samson and GBBC President Peter Abdul. However, it remains uncertain whether Rodriguez has signed his portion of the agreement or intends to name a substitute fighter, as permitted under the contract. Samson has begun training while national boxer Kevin Allicock announced on Facebook that he is coaching Rodriguez and praised his serious right hand. With both men trading insults online, the fight is expected to settle their ongoing feud. The event will take place at the National Stadium as part of a larger boxing card. Australia has named an unchanged 14-man squad for the day-night test against England at the Gabba, though Pat Cummins remains an outside chance for a late inclusion. Cummins, who trained extensively at the Sydney Cricket Ground and will continue bowling in Brisbane, is more likely to return for the third test in Adelaide, but has not been fully rolled out of the pink ball match. He's yet to bowl on consecutive days during rehab, prompting caution from selectors. Osman Khawaja keeps his place despite back spasms that prevented him from opening in Perth, as his recovery is progressing well. Though Travis Head's century as a stand-in opener has sparked debate about a permanent move, Khawaja will start if fit. Becoming sidelined, Brendan Doggett is expected to retain his spot, alongside Mitchell Starc and Scott Boland. Questions remain over Nathan Lyon's role, while Josh Hazelwood continues his gradual recovery from a hamstring injury. Cole Palmer has been declared fit to start with Chelsea in Sunday's Premier League clash against Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. The 23-year-old fractured his toe after stubbing it on a door and missed matches against Burnley and Barcelona. Having struggled with injuries this season and making only 5 appearances, his return is a major boost for second-place Chelsea, who could move within 3 points of leaders Arsenal with a win. Manager Enzo Maresca said the squad is delighted to have their best player back, but stressed that Palmer will still need time to regain full fitness. Palmer last played on 20th of September in a defeat to Manchester United. During his absence, Chelsea have gone on a strong run of 10 wins in 13 games across competitions. Signed from Manchester City for £40 million in 2023, he has been Chelsea's top scorer for 2 seasons. In the region, the New Democratic Party in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is celebrating a historic landslide victory, winning 14 of 15 seats in a stunning collapse of the long-ruling Unity Labour Party. The defeat ends the 23-year tenure of Prime Minister Ralph Gonzalez, the Caribbean's longest-serving leader and the only ULP candidate to hold his seat. He now hands over power to incoming Prime Minister Godwin Friday. Regional leaders offer congratulations, including Jamaica's Andrew Holness, who called it an important moment for the Vincentian people. Taiwan's ambassador also extended best wishes as questions linger about the NDP's stance on future ties with Taipei. 66-year-old Friday has led the NDP since 2016 and campaigned on job creation, tackling crime, and boosting healthcare and infrastructure. Analysts have suggested voter fatigue after decades of ULP rule, weak campaign messaging, and fallout from the government's COVID-19 vaccine mandate contributed to the party's collapse. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump says the administration will permanently pause migration from what he called third world countries, escalating his immigration crackdown after a National Guard member was killed in an attack near the White House. Trump did not define which countries would be affected or how such a pause would work, but said it would include cases approved under the Biden administration. He also pledged to end federal benefits for non-citizens, denaturalize migrants he claims undermine domestic stability, and deport anyone deemed a security risk or non-compatible with Western civilization. United Nations officials urged Washington to honor international refugee protections and ensure due process. The comments come after the death of 20-year-old National Guard member Sarah Beckstrom. The suspected gunman, Afghan national Ramanullah Lakwanan, entered the U.S. in 2021 through a resettlement program and was granted asylum this year. Trump has already ordered review of asylum cases, halted Afghan-related immigration processing, and expanded deportation operations. He says only reverse migration will restore order, even as critics note Lakanwan was in the U.S. legally. Finally, this evening, the death toll for the Hong Kong fire now stands at 128, with 200 still missing. Authorities have ended rescue operations but warned the toll could rise as investigators move through the ruins. Meanwhile, Hong Kong's anti-corruption agency has arrested 8 people. The fire started Wednesday at Wong Fuk Court Housing Complex and engulfed 7 of the 8 towers, which were wrapped in bamboo scaffolding and green mesh for renovations. Security Chief Chris Tang said fire alarms weren't working properly and more bodies may be found. Survivors and families searched for loved ones on Friday, with only 39 victims identified so far. Volunteers have mobilized round the clock to distribute aid to displaced residents. The blaze is Hong Kong's worst since 1948 has triggered calls for an independent inquiry into safety failures and possible corruption. Police earlier arrested consultants and directors of Prestige Construction accused of using unsafe materials during renovations. A Hong Kong $300 million relief fund has been announced as the city mourns. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nekram. See you next time for more Ignite News.